back in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Brandon, can't we talk?
Tell Jed when he gets back to keep that bull away from the Longhorns. Tell Jed to keep his eye on that grass in the new section.
"20 weird facts about the humanoid you didn't know." Before we begin, understand this. The Humanoid is not a Star Wars ripoff. It's a movie about control, identity, and what happens when humans try to manufacture obedience. This is a story about fear of autonomy, Cold War paranoia, and a sci-fi film that quietly asks, what if free will is the real threat? Let's begin. Fact 1. The humanoid was born out of panic, not inspiration. The humanoid exists because Hollywood changed overnight. In 1977, Star Wars exploded. Studios around the world panicked. Italian cinema didn't ask, what story do we want to tell? They asked, how fast can we respond? The humanoid wasn't planned. It was rushed into existence to survive a collapsing genre market. Speed mattered more than originality, and that urgency shaped everything. Fact 2. It was designed to look familiar on purpose. The similarities weren't accidental. Laser swords, a masked villain, a cosmic empire, a rebellious hero. These weren't stolen. They were strategically recycled. The filmmakers believed audiences needed familiarity to trust a new sci-fi world. Original ideas were hidden inside familiar shapes. The surface copied. The message didn't. Fact 3. The real villain isn't Grawl. It's mind control. Grawl looks like the villain, but he isn't the core threat. The real horror is mental erasure. People don't lose battles in this film. They lose the ability to choose. The humanoid isn't about domination through force. It's about domination through obedience. That makes it far darker than it looks. Fact 4. The title, The Humanoid, is a warning. The word humanoid doesn't mean human. It means human-like. Close, convincing, but missing something essential. The film asks, if you remove conscience, memory, and choice, what's left? A body that obeys, a soldier without hesitation, a citizen without resistance. The title is the thesis. Fact 5. The film is obsessed with losing the self. Characters aren't afraid of death. They're afraid of transformation. Becoming a humanoid means no past, no doubt, no resistance. It's survival at the cost of identity, and the film treats that as worse than dying. Fact 6. The humanoid reflects Cold War psychological fear. This movie is Cold War anxiety in disguise. Not nuclear bombs, not invasions, but brainwashing. In the 1970s, the fear wasn't annihilation. It was indoctrination. The idea that enemies wouldn't kill you, they'd change you. The humanoid is built on that fear. Fact 7. The hero is less powerful than you think. Nick isn't special because he's strong. He's special because he resists programming. That's it. He doubts. He hesitates. He questions. In this world, doubt is rebellion. Certainty is submission. Fact 8. The film treats technology as suspicious, not miraculous. Unlike American sci-fi of the era, technology here isn't hopeful. It's invasive. Machines don't save humanity. They edit it. The future isn't shiny. It's sterile. Fact 9. The soundtrack is bigger than the movie. The music is massive, operatic, dramatic, overwhelming. Why? Because emotion is the only thing the villains can't fully control. The score fights the visuals. It screams where characters are silent. Fact 10. The Humanoid was never meant to be a franchise. There were no sequel plans, no universe, no long-term vision. The film was made to exist quickly, make money, and move on. That's why it feels incomplete, because it is.
Fact 11. The female characters represent memory, not romance. They aren't love interests. They're reminders. They represent emotional connection, human attachment, unprogrammed response. They exist to pull characters back from obedience. That's their role. Fact 12. The villain's mask is emotional armor. Geralt's mask isn't about intimidation. It's about detachment. He hides not from others, but from empathy. The less human he looks, the easier it is to control others. Fact 13. The film fears order more than chaos. Chaos is survivable. Order without choice isn't. The Empire in The Humanoid is efficient, clean, silent, controlled. That's what makes it terrifying. Fact 14. The film was criticized for being too quiet. Audiences expected spectacle. Instead, they got unease. Moments linger. Silence stretches. Victories feel empty. This wasn't exciting sci-fi. It was uncomfortable sci-fi. Fact 15. The ending refuses closure on purpose. There's no grand celebration, no absolute victory. Because once control exists, it never fully disappears. Freedom in this film is temporary. That's the point. Fact 16. The Humanoid was a commercial response, not an artistic one. And yet, it accidentally said something honest. That's the irony. It copied form, but exposed fear. Fact 17. The film suggests obedience is easier than freedom. Freedom requires pain. Choice requires doubt. Resistance requires loss. Obedience is simple, and that's why it's tempting. Fact 18. The film warns against perfect soldiers. Perfect soldiers don't question, they don't hesitate, they don't stop. The film doesn't admire that, it fears it. Fact 19. The Humanoid is remembered wrong. It's mocked as a knockoff, but it isn't empty. It's anxious, afraid, insecure about the future. That fear leaks through every frame. Fact 20. The final truth. This is a film about losing choice, not losing battles, not losing planets, losing agency. The greatest threat in the Humanoid isn't destruction, it's compliance. The Humanoid isn't about space wars. It's about what happens when humans stop deciding for themselves. It doesn't shout, it imitates, it copies, and quietly asks, if freedom can be programmed out of us, would we even notice? Subscribe for long-form film documentaries exploring control, identity, fear, and the hidden anxieties buried inside classic cinema. Because the most unsettling sci-fi films don't show monsters, they show systems.